In the remote backcountry of the Canadian wilderness, where the silence is broken only by the call of a loon or the hoot of an owl, a group of mountain men takes on a challenge as old as time, growing food from the wild earth. With no machines and no connection to the modern grid, they rely on age-old knowledge, sheer determination, and a deep bond with the land to set up a wilderness garden. This is more than just gardening. It's a testament to resilience, harmony with nature, and the age-old belief that even in the wildest places, life can flourish with enough heart and hard work. In this episode, we will cover remote wilderness gardening.
Yeah, I grew up in the Ozark Mountains, where their summers were hot and heavy with the scent of earth. But it was in that soil that I first learned what it meant to grow something real. My grandparents kept a garden behind their old farmhouse. It was like neat rows of beans, tomatoes, corn, squash, and they did border it by wild mint and marigolds, and they always told me that kept the bugs away. I spent long days beside them, my little small hands reaching into the dirt as they taught me how to read the land, like when it needed water and when it needed rest. The garden wasn't just for show, it fed us. Everything we grew made its way to our table or into jars lined up in the cellar, bright with summer, even in the heart of winter. I learned patience there and respect for work, for nature, for the quiet wisdom of people who knew how to live with the land instead of against it. Even now, when I plant something new, I feel their hands in mine, steadying and guiding me. Gardening gave me more than a childhood, it gave me roots.
A Canadian mountain man can use hugelkultur in garden boxes to build rich, self-sustaining soil beds. By layering logs, branches, leaves, and compost beneath the topsoil, the beds retain moisture, generate warmth, and slowly release nutrients. This method reduces watering needs and extends the growing season, perfect for remote living. Over time, the decomposing wood creates a fertile, raised bed ideal for growing vegetables in rugged wilderness conditions.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this bed prepped, de-weed it, churn the straw into it, add a little bit more soil amendment, then plant some of the jalapenos in here, cucumbers here, peas over there. I spread this straw in it last winter, so it would give a little bit of an insulation against killing maybe some of the microbes in the soil, just giving it a little bit more protection. But like I said, I'll roll that back in, it'll amend the soil. Did get some wheat coming up because I guess this was straw from wheat. That'll get pulled out. And yeah, I'll put this on time lapse and we'll see how it goes.
Straw helps improve soil by adding organic matter, enhancing moisture retention, and encouraging beneficial microbes. It can be mixed into the soil or used as mulch to reduce erosion and suppress weeds. To prevent nitrogen loss during decomposition, it's best combined with nitrogen-rich materials like compost or manure.
So starting to put the potatoes in, I've got it pretty churned up. You want it kind of loose. I've already got some planted over there. Kind of a mix of stuff. When I grew up where we always would take and cut the potatoes into different pieces. Wherever there was an eye, basically it's going to grow it out. So you could cut this into 1, 2, 3, 4 or so plants. I'm going to do a combination of planting some whole and some here. I just don't know. It's a little different growing conditions up here than what it was in Missouri. But we'll get it in. We'll see what we get. So I got the beet seeds and I'm starting to put them in here about an inch apart, half-inch deep. Gonna run 2 rows of them, then a row, rest of the onions in between. But that's what the little seeds look like. And got a medley of onion starts, different varieties that are gonna go in here, kind of next to this row. They didn't do very good last year, so we'll see how they do this year. Okay, so I got kind of the bed laid down. Zucchini will go in here later. My corn will go in this area here. And this is all planted with Potatoes. As I was digging it up, this is where I put the potatoes last year. I found a few that were already still there that I missed. So get a little bonus. I'm sure additional ones will come up, but quite a few in there and here. And as far as other things are concerned, from the planting last week, the radishes are starting to come up here. They're always a pretty quick start. And some of the lettuce and stuff, so that stuff will come up really quick. You can get several plantings of those throughout the year, so just keep that in mind. You know, planting season isn't just the spring; it can be all summer long and even into the winter. The jalapenos are doing pretty good. The garlic, speaking of planting, these were planted last I think October, November, before the soil froze. So these are, I've got 50 garlic cloves in here. 30 of them was from a neighbor who grows a lot of good garlic, and 20 was from another neighbor, and I had some extra too. So it's a combination of garlic. And then the tomatoes are doing pretty good. We had a lot of rain the past couple of days, so that's been good. But did end up putting some old fencing that I had just around them for right now, because the deer want to come in. And last year they mowed through my jalapenos, but having this little fence here will be enough just to kind of keep them back. Also, the potatoes are starting to pop up here, which is good. And the soil is very loose, so they should grow. I'll have to come back and hill them up a little bit. Still need to get the corn in here.
Plant corn in warm, well-drained soil after the last frost. Sow seeds 1 to 2 inches deep and 8 to 12 inches apart in blocks, not rows, to ensure good pollination. Keep the soil moist and weed-free. Avoid planting too early in cold soil or too close to other tall crops that may shade the corn. A mountain man should plant a hardy wilderness garden with year-round food in mind. Potatoes, carrots, and cabbage store well through winter. Kale, chard, and turnips thrive in cooler weather. Beans, peas, and squash offer summer nutrition and can be dried. Garlic and onions add flavor and preserve easily. Berry bushes like raspberries and blueberries provide a sweet treat. Fruit trees are another great addition. Nothing beats a nice sun-ripened cherry. Perennial herbs like thyme and mint return yearly. With planting, these crops can keep meals steady through every season. Now for the pièce de résistance. It started as all questionable genius does in the garden. There I was, eating a radish and admiring the unruly sprawl of my jalapeno plants, when I caught a whiff of my serene little lavender patch. And somewhere between a sneeze and a sip of leftover gin, inspiration struck. Lavender and jalapeno in a simple syrup, I whispered to no one, possibly the bees. So into the kitchen I marched, armed with too much confidence and a small colander of herbal and spicy bounty. I simmered sugar, water, lavender buds, and a few daring slices of jalapeno until the kitchen smelled like a botanical spa had caught fire. Let it cool? Absolutely not. I burned my finger taste testing twice. But the syrup? Oh, it was magnificent, like a polite English garden with a hidden hot temper. Now for the drink, 2 ounces of gin, something botanical but not too fancy. 0.5 ounces Campari, because I like my cocktails to have a slightly bitter soul. 0.75 ounces triple sec, citrusy flair to keep things diplomatic. 0.25 ounces fresh lime, the juice, not the rind, don't be weird. And finally, 0.5 ounces of that homemade lavender jalapeno nectar of the gods. I shook it all with ice like I meant it, poured it into a chilled martini glass and took a sip. It hit like a garden party gone rogue. Floral, spicy, slightly bitter, slightly sweet, like if your grandma wore leather and rode a motorcycle on weekends. Should I have written down the exact number of jalapeno slices? Probably, but that's tomorrow's problem. For now, I sip, I sweat slightly, and I bask in the weird, wonderful glory of homegrown cocktail alchemy.